Libra raises many serious concerns regarding privacy, money laundering, consumer protection, and financial stability.
Costing investors billions in dollars.
There's only certain elements that I could control the launch. Definitely things didn't go according to plan.
Look at the trajectory of Libra over the course of just a few hours.
I'm broke! I'm broke!
It was hailed as the next big revolution in crypto, a token that promised political change and financial freedom. But it only took a day for it to turn into one of this year's biggest crypto scandals. The Libra token launch was nothing short of perfect. In less than an hour after its IPO, its value surged from $0.000001 to $5.20, giving it a market cap of $4.6 billion. But as quickly as the token had soared, its value suddenly crashed, dropping to a mere $162 million the very next day. At the center of it all, a newly elected Argentinian president, a meme coin evangelist, and a billionaire investor. Let's take a look at how one of the biggest crypto scams in history unfolded. Rug pulls, pump and dumps, and scams are an everyday occurrence in the crypto world. Such scams aren't new. We've seen them before. A random token skyrockets overnight due to internet hype and crashes just as fast, leaving investors to deal with the consequences. Remember the Squid Game token? It lured in thousands of investors with a promise of a play-to-earn game, only for the developers to pull the plug and vanish with millions. You definitely must have also heard of SafeMoon, the token that promised rewards for holding, but was buried underneath a sea of accusations and lawsuits. But the Libra token scandal stands out because of who was involved. Most scams have anonymous bad guys behind the fallout, but this one, it has Argentina's president's name tied to it. To truly understand how it all unraveled, we need to rewind to where it all began. 2 years back, Argentina was in crisis. Inflation was out of control. Its peso was losing value by the day. People were frustrated with the status quo. Then came Javier Milei. He wasn't just another politician. He was an outspoken maverick, a disruptive force hell-bent on dismantling the establishment and confronting Argentina's entrenched political elite. His campaign promised an end to government intervention, a freer market, and radical economic reforms to provide relief from inflation. That message resonated with the people, and soon, his political career began to take off. On December 13th, 2023, Milei ascended to the presidency. His promise? Sweeping economic reforms, cutting down on inflation, and reduction in government spending. Charismatic as he may be, his promise and charm weren't the only factors behind his political success. It was Karina Milei, his sister and closest advisor, who played a big role in the decision-making during his presidency. If Javier was the face of the movement, Karina was the strategist, the gatekeeper, and the enforcer. As Milei's general secretary, she had a direct influence on his decisions. And, as we later find out, she backed his controversial crypto stances. Milei was invested in cryptocurrency from the start. To him, Bitcoin was the antidote to government corruption, a way to keep money out of the hands of the political elite and firmly in the control of the people. Many believe he propagated the idea of adopting Bitcoin as Argentina's official currency. It was this passion that would soon lead him right into the biggest crypto scandals of the decade. On February 14, 2025, Libra Token was launched. It was a cryptocurrency built on Milei's vision, designed to break free from central banks, fight inflation, and promise financial stability to the people. Libra Token was backed by Kelsier Ventures, a crypto firm led by entrepreneur Hayden Davis. The project was promoted as the people's currency, a way to break free from government control and hyperinflation. And it had one great advantage going for it. Milei's social media posts appeared to endorse it. His tweets, his rhetoric, and his political stance gave Libra Token instant credibility. Investors piled in, the hype exploded, and the outcome? Libra Token skyrocketed by over 2,000% in the first hour. That put Libra's market capitalization at around $4.6 billion. Both investors and influencers were rushing to make the most out of Libra Token. They believed it was the next Bitcoin. These Telegram groups and social media personalities urged people to get their hands on the coveted token before it's sold out. The classic FOMO effect kicked in. For a brief moment, it looked like Libra Token might actually become something big, but then the crash came. Almost overnight, the token's value plummeted by over 96%. Millions were wiped out. People had invested hoping for fortune. Now they only saw ruin. Suddenly, everyone was looking for answers. And that's where things got really suspicious. Just as fast as Milei's endorsement appeared, it was gone. His tweets? Deleted. His connection to Libra Token? Denied. His team put out a carefully worded statement claiming that Milei had never officially backed the project, and that any association with the token was a misinterpretation. Investors were furious. Was this a rug pull? A case of market manipulation? Or had Milei been used by a crypto startup looking for easy legitimacy? On one end, Milei claimed that he didn't know how Libra was going to turn out. He only wanted the Argentinian economy to do well. But then, something else came to light. It revealed that this wasn't just a bad investment, it was something much, much worse. A new bombshell dropped, leaving the entire crypto space shaking in its boots. By now, Libra had already fallen in value when a few leaked text messages made their way to the internet. These text conversations allegedly showed that Hayden Davis had offered large bribes to Karina Milei so that her brother could publicly support their venture. That is how Kelsier Ventures allegedly got the support of Javier Milei and his endorsement. That just goes to show that when it comes to politics or finance, influence can easily be bought. And if these messages were remotely real, even the highest office in Argentina would have been bought out for nothing more than a meme coin. Now, if proven true, this wasn't just a bad investment. It was state-level corruption on a staggering scale, wiping out millions in investor funds. The fallout was predictable. Political rivals got involved, demanding answers for the office, while investigative reporters started to dig deep thanks to the sudden explosion on social media. With such a relentless drive for answers, the Argentine authorities had no choice but to get involved. But after investigations, Milei claimed he had nothing to feel guilty for, saying, "No, because I acted in good faith. I did not promote it. What I did was spread it." The Milei administration quickly found itself on a ticking timer. A full-scale investigation was launched to figure out its involvement with the crypto market manipulation. Political watchdogs flooded social media, warning that if these allegations held any weight, they could serve as grounds for impeachment. As for Davis, he gave an official statement where he denied all the claims of foul play. He said all of it was fabricated nonsense coming from competitors. Unfortunately for the administration, no amount of denial or backtracking was going to save it from an escaping public outrage. You see, the Argentine peso was already going through a rough patch. So, with the government being involved in such a high-profile case, foreign investors began to lose faith in the leadership and pulled out money wherever they could. Things got so out of control that political analysts deemed this scandal the worst corruption case in Argentina's history. And that includes the infamous Menem administration bribery scandals of the 1990s. With everything going on, the Milei administration had its hands full. Even the opposition took this opportunity and started calling out the office for immediate resignation. Meanwhile, the regulators all across the world took notice of the situation. The SEC in the US even hinted that they were keeping their eyes on the situation to determine if any financial crimes were being committed. But just when you thought the whole story couldn't get any worse, it very much did. Enter Dave Portnoy, a name synonymous with risky bets in the financial world. The outspoken founder of Barstool Sports is no stranger to high-risk investments. He famously lost just under $1 million during the GameStop stock frenzy and openly admits to, quote, YOLO investing in the crypto space. When Libra Token had hit the market, Portnoy was one of the first who jumped at the opportunity. He actually went public with his announcements and stated that he had received 6 million tokens as part of a promotional deal. This endorsement, coming from one of the biggest crypto influencers, had driven masses of investors to jump on the project. But to no one's surprise, as soon as the scandal blew over, guess who was the first to distance themselves? Mr. Portnoy himself. As soon as he figured out that he may have gotten mixed up with a scandal he'll never recover from, he was quick to return the tokens and disclosed that he himself had $5.34 million in the project, which was lost. With his loss thrown into the mix, it quickly became a cautionary tale about meme coins, hype-driven investments, and influencer promotions. After the loss, however, Portnoy was sent $5 million in 2 transactions of $4.5 million and $500,000. This caused a lot of backlash amongst others who had invested in Libra Token but had to bear the worst of the scandal. He claimed he was entitled to the refund since he only invested in Libra due to faith in a founding member. Plus, the refund was allegedly out of pocket. But this also gave way to a lot of new questions. Were Libra tokens always a scam? Did it start off as a legitimate project and spiral into corruption? Or was there something more to it? People were seeking answers, and those answers were quickly delivered. Enter Coffeezilla. His discovery would soon turn the narrative on Libra Token, the involved authorities, and the Argentinian elite. When it comes to deep diving crypto scams, few can do it better than Coffeezilla. YouTube investigation extraordinaire. Coffeezilla has a huge track record of exposing fake gurus, Ponzi schemes, and crypto scams. His deep dives and investigations have taken down some of the biggest fraudsters in the financial space. And this time, he had his eyes on Libra. So, when he got into digging around the Libra token, the red flags were so obvious people got mad at themselves for not seeing them. From the very beginning, the token had controversy around it. In a shocking interview, Hayden Davis himself admitted that the game was rigged from the very start. He implied that insider trading and artificial hype had played a role in the token's dramatic rise and fall. It wasn't just an investment forsaken by luck. It was an elaborate plan carefully orchestrated to manipulative investors. According to Coffeezilla's finding, high-level insiders were cashing out as the general public FOMO'd their way into the project. The entire project has pretty much been a pre-planned cash grab. And that led to one final question. Who else knew and who else profited? The scandal did a lot more than spark massive outrage. It confirmed the suspicions of every government that unregulated digital currencies cause economic setbacks. Post-Libra, many crypto projects began prioritizing transparency, compliance, and real-world utility over flashy marketing campaigns. The scandal forced the industry to mature. It pushed developers to focus on building sustainable crypto spaces. Meanwhile, the crypto side has also been in turmoil, as the Libra hit was something no one had seen coming. Statistics show that 86% of investors incurred substantial losses due to the Libra token fiasco, with an estimated $251 million in losses. Were there any who profited from it? Yes. Those who withdrew the money timely before the crash or converted it. Estimatedly, they made around $150 million in total. The fall of Libra reminded the crypto world of the risks linked with influencer-backed projects. It is unlikely Libra will be the only cautionary tale. Countless speculative tokens, built on nothing but hype, are launched every day, luring in hopeful investors chasing quick riches. As P.T. Barnum once said, "There's a sucker born every minute." And in the world of crypto, there's always someone ready to take their money. Make sure to like and subscribe for more hard-hitting stories on money, power, and the forces that move it. See you in the next one.